Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda Shri Radhe. Jaya Radha Shyama Sundar, Radha Shyama Sundar Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman, Sita Ram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman. Jaya Bala Gopal, Jaya Bala Gopal, Jaya Bala Gopal, Jaya Bala Gopal. Jaya Krishna Madhava Kanhaiya Lal, Jaya Krishna Madhava Kanhaiya Lal. Jaya Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadrama. Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha, Jaya Lakshmi Narasimha. Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadrama. Jaya Gauranitai, 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 Jaya Gauranitai. Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Kunde Devi, Jaya Tulsi Maharani, Jaya Bhakti Devi. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada. Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Gurudev, Jaya Jaya Gurudev. Sankirtanti, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki, Jai Shri Gurudev ki, Jai. Hare Krishna.
She's my office colleague.
Oh, Jai Hari Bol.
And her husband.
The name comes up?
Siddharth.
Okay, her son.
What's your name? Mihir.
Nice name, Mihir. First time I'm hearing that name.
Yeah.
How about you, Mataji? What's your name?
Meena.
Okay, so Meena, Siddharth, Mihir. So welcome. Thank you for coming. Hare Krishna.
Mihir.
Any special reason for the reason for this name? Meaning of the name?
I really like it. It's like the rising sun.
Yeah, okay. I'm also Uday. I'm also rising sun. So that we both will rise together. Okay? My name is Uday. And that's the one of the senior devotees here in the Twin Cities. So let's Surendra.
Myself, Nataraja.
Who is our host. Alright, so Mataji, I think you want to sing the Ram version, right? You want to go ahead now?
That's a very short one.
That's okay, yeah. So I think we have like some 10 minutes, so I think we can go ahead. That's fine.
Come here, sit next to me so that I'll be here.
Last week I was naughty, yes, so.
Come on.
Try to sing. No, that's okay. I can sing. That's only few. I tried to sing. This is my first time.
Is it there on
I shared it in the group.
sharing group?
Yeah.
Okay. Is it on the internet somewhere? I can bring it up
Yeah, you can bring the link. It's all online.
so everybody can
You can just write the Lokabhirama, Ranarangi, Rangadhi.
Sing with my father. No,
That will be nice, yeah.
Yeah, I have a sore throat.
that's
I'm
okay.
not
That doesn't
trying
affect
to
us. No, come on.
So you have a restless.
Yeah, sing there.
Maybe Lokabhirama.
Ranarangadhira. Rangadhira. Yeah, first. Yeah.
Yeah, you pick up the mic, mother. Pick up the mic and hand. Yeah. Yeah, it's there.
Lokabhiramam Ranarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham
Lokabhiramam Ranarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham
Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Shriramachandram Sharanam Prapadye
Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Sriramachandram Sharanam Prapate
Lokabhiramam Ranarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham
Lokabhiramam Ranarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham
Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Shriramachandram Sharanam Prapadye
Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Sriramachandram Sharanam Prapate
Lokabhiramam Ranarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham
Lokabhiramam Ranarangadhiram Rajivanetram Raghuvanshanatham
Karunyarupam Karunakarantam Shriramachandram
करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
लोकाभिरामं
लोकाभिरामं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
लोकाभिरामं रणरङ्गधीरं राजीवनेत्रं रघुवंशनाथं
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
कारुण्यरूपं करुणाकरं श्रीरामचन्द्रं शरणं प्रपद्ये
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे
हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे 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 राम राम हरे हरे
हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे
Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai. Who wants to read the translation? Kids.
Yes.
Yeah, you can read first one.
I take refuge in Sri
Loudly.
I take refuge in Sri Rama, who is pleasing to the people, who is calm and composed in the battlefield, whose eyes are like blue lotuses, and who is the Lord of the Raghu dynasty.
Jai. So, you want to read? Second one? Okay, let's go. Yeah.
More than embodiment of compassion and showers his compassion to all, I take refuge in the lotus feet of Sri Ramachandra.
Jai.
Jai. Good job. Hari Bol. Okay, so you want to chat?
Let's sing loudly. We all know the occasion, what's going on in India, right? Lord Ram is coming back to Ayodhya. Ram, of course, he's there all the time. But for us, to conceive him in a materially, to our eyes, he is coming to Ayodhya. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram.
Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Janaki Vallabha Sita Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Janaki Vallabha Sita Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Raghupati Nandana Raja Ram. Shri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Shri
Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Sri Ram Jaya Ram Jaya Jaya Ram. Janaki Vallabhi
Chant for chanting.
Chanting.
We will chant one round, one three, and we'll be chanting this Hare Krishna mantra.
So you can educate the case.
So we usually keep each on our what is this finger called?
Middle.
Middle finger. Okay, so we'll keep this on the middle finger. We'll use thumb to rotate. So we'll say the mantra and then one mantra at a time, and then we'll rotate. That's it. So we'll say first before that we will take the permission of the Panchatattva there. You see that Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, the Nityananda, all the acharyas will come take their blessings and then we'll continue the mantra. So we'll say Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya,
Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Prabhu Nityananda,
Sri Advaita Gadadhar,
Shri Advaita Gadadhara,
Srivasari,
Srivasadi,
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Gaura Bhakta Vrinda.
Taking permission of all the devotees, all the acharyas. Then we'll create this as we'll just purify that mantra is going to purify not only our heart, mind, but also our surroundings. Okay. Now we'll chant the Hare Krishna mantra slowly, gently. Kids, all right, ready? Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare,
Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Jai Shri Ram Sankirtan. So, if someone wants to speak on it, so I take over.
Oh, one. Whoever wants to read the other piece, still have some details. Perhaps, any feedback you can have?
Collect the bag and pick up all the sweets. Take the bag. Okay. Sit down.
I think. Perhaps.
It's okay. Okay. Hare Krishna. Sorry. Okay. So Hare Krishna. So it's and all we need to know. So who is Rama and Ramayana? Anybody knows Rama? Krishna? If you don't know Rama, here is Ram, Lakshman, Sita, or Hanumanji. Right? So Rama lived in Ayodhya many lakhs of years ago in Treta Yuga. I think something around 8.7 lakh years now, right? So day after tomorrow, on Monday, in India, there is a very big festival event is going on. Kids, do you know this? What is the event? What is the event? Huh? See, which class? Okay. What did you tell about this event? Ah, they are building a temple in Ayodhya. So, so what is importance in this building? Ah, so Rama ruled Ayodhya many lakhs of years ago, and this is Rama's birthplace, right? So exactly, there was a temple before there, but it was demolished by some Islamic ruler called Babur, right? In the year 1526, 1528 actually. So Babur first came to India in the year of 1526, right? Something around 497 years ago, right? So he win the battle and he ruled many parts of India, right? So in 1528, he came to Ayodhya just to watch. By seeing the atmosphere in Ayodhya and the beauty and the nature, he was so attracted. So he saw Ayodhya temple. So he called his minister, commander-in-chief, Amir Bhai, asked him, hey, I like this place very much. So let's build a mosque here. So in 1528, his commander, he said, okay, let's go and demolish the beautiful Ram temple. So they demolished it. There are some pillars, the pillars they cannot demolish fully. So they cover the pillars and then build the wall. And then they built the mosque. So by hearing this demolition, there are a lot of kings over the nearby kingdoms. They came and fought. There is something called, I have a name. The king's name is Raja Ranjit Rana. He first came and fought, and he also died. And there are many kings, they continuously keep fighting with the Babur, but none of them will succeed because Babur was very powerful army at the time, and they are not able to control, right? So in the year of 1529, there is one more empress called Jairaj Kanwar. She is a woman empress, and she gathered a woman army of 5,000 women, only the women. They went and fought a great battle against Babur to re-establish Ayodhya temple. Unfortunately, she also died. So they keep on continuously fighting every 3-4 months or 6 months. So usually, if you see in a mosque, there is some structure called minat. Minat means a separate pillar kind of structure that is built around the mosque. It's one minat or two minats or multiple minats. So the meaning of the minat is because from there only they will keep telling about the Quran, right? So this is very important for their prayers. They build the mosque, but they're never able to build the minat. So please come.
Come forward.
Let me share some images here so that you guys can understand what is minat. I see the picture of mosque. So this is called minat. So in Ayodhya Masjid, in Babur Masjid, they never built this. That means they are not ready to worship, and it was never a functional mosque there. It has never happened. Like people keep on fighting. So Babur and the Muslim community dynasty at the time, they are not interested. At the same time, they are not ready to demolish their Babur Masjid also. This keep on happening for many, many years. So in 1850s, right, It's almost like after Mughal dynasty, then British came. So kids, do you know India was once ruled by British colony? Yeah. So the British people came. So during the British people also, since Babur came, we have a lot of Muslim community within India, but they never have any problem to live together. Muslim community, Jain community, Buddha community, they're all the community people. They lived peacefully together. So that time, there is a Muslim leader called Amir Ali, and then there is a Hindu community leader called Babu Ramcharan Das, right? So they talked together about Ayodhya issue. So then they decided, okay, let's come to a settlement. Since you said this is the sacred place for Ram, we are ready to give the land back to you. Then at the time, Amir Ali, he returned the agreement and give it back to Hindu community in the year of 1858 during the British period. Then the British tried, oh, these guys are uniting together, which is not good for the rule. Initially, British, when they came here, they have a policy, right? So divide and rule. They divide small kingdoms and then rule. After ruling, they have changed the policy because there is nothing to conquer, right? They built a policy called divide and rule. So when there are some unity within the community, they'll try to ruin. So what they said, they called both the guys, hey, Amir Ali and Babu Ramcharan Das, how do you make this agreement? Because the whole country belongs to British Empire. You cannot make such agreement and we cannot allow you. They put the case and the case went for 6 months, and finally the judgment came that, hey, these guys did a wrong thing. Both the guys have to be sentenced. So the British government put them and hanged them in publicly in a tamarind tree. There is a tree. In the tamarind tree, they hang both them at the same time. So after some time, the people, they started praying the tamarind tree because these are the two Mahans who tried to unite the Ram temple and they agreed, right? So they started praying it. Then by seeing this, there is one more person. His name is, his name is Shukla. He tried to build a small monument, what we can call. There is an idol for them near the tree. He tried to build it, but again, British people, they put the case on him, and they also hanged him on the same tamarind tree. So British people noticed that these guys are becoming so and so unity, and they started praying the tamarind tree, right? First, after hanging this person Shukla, they cut the tree first. So because if they cut the tree, then nobody will worship, right? They have to do it. So they cut the tree. So no more worship there. So similarly, there are a lot of people keep on talking, they failed in the British Empire. Then after we got the independence, in the year of 1980s, slowly, Hindu community called Vishwa Hindu Parishad, they take up the matter and they say, hey, Ram Janmabhoomi is there, but we got the settlement, we got the land, but we were never able to build it because British, they took it. Then after that, from through Vishwa Hindu Parishad, then it is taken as one of the case BJP. When the BJP party had the national meeting in Shimla, I think the year of 1989 or something. So they ordered in their manifestation to build a Ram temple in Ayodhya. So that's what it came. And then on the event of bringing every Hindu community together, there was an event called RadhaKrishna. So kids do not know this because in the year of 1990, I believe, 1890, they started the RadhaKrishna. So the RadhaKrishna is initiated by a leader called L.K. Advani. There are so many BJP leaders in the party. Someone called Murli Manohar Joshi, Uma Bharati. There are so many leaders. They are very serious about building the Ram temple. So they decided to make a nationwide RadhaKrishna starting from Somnath temple in Gujarat. Right? So there is a story behind it. Why they start from Somnath temple? Why they cannot start from anywhere else, right? because in the Mughal period, there is a similar situation. So Somnath temple was demolished by a Muslim leader or Muslim king called Ghazali Muhammad. He invaded India 17 times and he don't like these kind of all temples. He demolished it. Right. So in the 1980s period or 75s 80s period, Sardar Vallabhai Patel is the home minister at the time. So he came and he saw and he took the sankalpa of building a Somnath temple. So and he successfully built it on top of it. And at that time, I think Rajendra Prasad was the president of India. They all came and inaugurated the function. It's a big thing. I can show some images here. So here is the Somnath temple images. So you can see they all start from Somnath temple in Gujarat. They went to Andhra, Karnataka, and then go up to all the way to Delhi, and then they come back to Ayodhya. There are a lot of travel right throughout this one. Something around 1,50,000 Hindu community people they joined Rath Yatra. It's a huge number. Like, yeah. Any questions?
Did they like take the Radha Yatra to the place?
Yes, they start from Gujarat, Somnath temple. So they took the blessings from Shiva and they think that very similar way how they built Somnath temple again, they want to build the Ayodhya temple. So that's why they took it. But we all know this. It's all ended up with a great thing. And the Hindu devotees who went to the Radha Yatra, some of them call themselves as Karasevas. That means with hand they want to do some seva. So what they did is they first demolished this Babur mosque. You can see the mosque, right? There is no minaret here. It's only a tomb. There is no worship there. So they completely demolished. Right? That's the history. So after demolish, right? So it became a huge problem. Advani was put on jail, and then there is one good president at the time. His name is Shankar Dayal Sharma, right? So he did one good thing. He said, "I want to add an article called 143-1/1. There is an Indian Act. So what that it says is, he ordered the Supreme Court to find out the truth. Why these Hindus are so much arrogant in getting a Ram temple? He said the Supreme Court, you go and find if there is really a Ram temple before 1528. Right? That's the year it got demolished. You go and find it out to the root. In case you tell me yes or no. Right? That's the court. Then Supreme Court, then they forwarded the case to Uttar Pradesh, Lucknow. Lucknow is where near to Ayodhya. Then the Lucknow, then they call these people. So then Muslim said, the Muslim is not a bad guys. They are very helpful, very unity with the Hindus. They said, in case if this is a temple already there, then this place is not a right place for our Muslim prayers. They are not ready to pray in the place. They are ready to leave the place to Hindus. Right? So, but at the same time, Hindus said, yes, we want. Right? Then they said, okay. Then what they did is they tried to find out, because there is no temple at the time, there is no mosque, right? Everything is destructed. It's a flat land. Then the Lucknow court ordered an investigation and asking the archaeology department of India. They said, hey, archaeology department, you go and find the truth. You excavate below the ground and try to find if there is any evidence. If they find it, right? So then the archaeology department of India took the case and then they started digging the ground. Right? They don't, how they work. They dig the ground. Within 3 feet, they found Anjaneya temple, Anjaneya idol. Deity came up within 3 feet. They are very surprised. Within 3 feet, they are getting. Then they keep digging it. At the 18 feet, they get a big inscription. It's Sanskrit. It tells all the history. So how puja was performed, where Ram Lalla was kept, and all things. They keep on digging. They find so many idols of Rama, Sita, Lakshmana, everything will pop out. And also they find when there are construction was built, the mosque wall. Between the walls, there are pillars with Indian deities. Covering the pillar only, they built the wall. So all these things, they make a big report and they give it to Lucknow court. Then the court decided, okay, now we have all the evidences. We know there is a temple below this, but since you guys are telling, let's. I will try to give the land to equally to all of them. That's what the Lucknow court. It says, you can see, 1/3 will go to Sunny Bakbur, 1/3 will go to Nirmohi Akhara, and 1/3 for Ram Lalla. But nobody agreed to this verdict. They said, no, we are not ready to share the land. Then this guy said, okay, we are not able to resolve the case. I will send it back to Supreme Court. You do whatever you want. Then Supreme Court decided it's a big headache for Supreme Court. They said, guys, they call all the communities. We are ready to give you a chance. So don't come to court. You try to resolve the issue out of the court. So all the big leaders from each community, the Hindu community, Muslim community, and everyone, they talk. Sankaracharya, there are a lot of people. They talked, but the talks failed. So they're not able to come to a solution. Again, Supreme Court took the case again. There are a lot of trials happened. Finally, in the year of 2019, there is a 5-judge bench. They came to the conclusion, right? Individual judges. So whatever they want to give the judgment, they are not talking to each other, but they can record their judgment separately, and finally they come to the court. So all the 5 judges, by seeing all the reports, they decided, okay, this is belong to Ram Temple only. There is a complete evidence. There is nothing to hide. They give the judgment in favor of Ram Temple in the year of 2019. It's a great success, right? So what do we learn from here, right? So other community people, they came and destruct, but we are not doing the same thing. That is the Sanatana Dharma. See, we want to follow the Dharma. Rama is the king of Dharma. Right? We followed Dharma, we patiently waited. So what it says is, the last 500 years, we are not keeping quiet. We keep on fighting to get the Ram Mandir back, right? So this is exactly 495 years now. So 1528, first it was destructed. Now in 1524, we are getting the temple, right? So 494 years, the whole nation is eagerly waiting to see Ram, right? So as a kid, we need to understand what happened with Ayodhya and how it is important, right? We have to learn, right? So I told you, right? There is a woman empress. She's the one who fought with 5,000 women. And he fight, right? A lot of things. So a lot of people died in the process. But we are a very lucky generation today that we are going to witness the Ram temple in Ayodhya, right? Understand, right? It's happening day after tomorrow. So in the news channels, you can always try to watch how the new Ram is going to look like.
Why did she, why did the woman emperor, fight 5,000 people? What was the cause for it?
She didn't fight with 5,000 people. She made an army of women.
Yes, 5,000 women joined the army. It's a woman, they fought against the Mughal community, that kingdom. But you are little late. That's what you missed the story. That's okay. Huh? Rama, the good qualities, yeah. So one day, Valmiki, when he is praying, Narada came. So Valmiki has a big doubt, right? Who has all the good qualities? Is there any person in the world who has all the 16 good divine qualities? Right? That is the question asked by Valmiki because he did not know. Then Narada said, there is one person who is in a Raghu dynasty. His name is Ram, and he has all the 16 qualities. Let me show what are the qualities. Right? So Gunavan, Viryavan, Dharmaja, so Kirtija, Satyava. Make it a bigger screen. It's not visible to me. Yeah, Satyava. So Tirthavata, Charitratna. Charitrana. Ended with a good content. Sarvabhuteshu hita. Vidva. Samata. Eka priya deshna. So only delightful in appearance. Okay. Atmava. Jita Kruha. Jitiman. An Asutyaha. Asuyaka. An Asuya. Anasuyaka. Chatarosha. Asmas. Samuge Deva. Cha Vipatya. Even gods are afraid when provoked to war. These many characters. We don't have it. Okay. So all these characters, divine qualities, are a part of Lord Rama. Right. So recently I had one more secret. I do not know. So some of you may be knowing, some of you may not be knowing. Right. So you know how many slokas in Valmiki Ramayana? There are closely around 24,000 slokas. Right. So in Hindu, the number thousands are very important. That's what we are having. Vishnu Sahasranama, Lalita Sahasranama, and in Andal, in her dream, Lord Ranganatha came with 1,000 elephants. Varanam Ayam. So the thousands are very important, right? So when he is writing this sloka, Valmiki, he included Gayatri mantra within the slokas. So how that forms? Because the first character of every 1,001 sloka, it has the mantra. For example, the first letter of the first sloka, the first letter of 1,001 sloka, the first letter of 2,001 sloka, the first letter of 3,001 sloka. Like this, they built Gayatri mantra because it's a very full, powerful mantra. But I can show you some images here, so that way we can understand. Are you seeing this one? So this is the number from first sloka, and this is the number from the 1,001 sloka, 2,001 sloka, 3,001 sloka, and all the things. It formed the Gayatri mantra. So that is one of the secrets from Ramayana. So Valmiki purposefully he write the slokas in this manner. So we know the Gayatri mantra, guys. This is the Gayatri mantra. Anyone knows Gayatri mantra? Om Bhagavate Tatsarit Om Bhagavate Devahe Devadevana Nama Prachodayate. So these are all from the first letters of these slokas. Support it. That's okay, that's somewhat anyway. Okay. So there are a lot of secrets in the Ramayana, so it's trying to tell me one by one, but today we'll stop here because we have to start with the Bhagavatam class. But at least I want to share the history behind the Ayodhya. So, and also it's very important to understand, right? For kids, we need to know. And this is one of the secret behind about the Gayatri mantra. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, wonderful.
Yeah, thank you so much.
At least all the kids, let's make a point at least in lifetime. Let's go and visit Ram.
Yeah, so there is one more thing happening. So Monday in India time, the Ram temple inauguration is happening. But in a Sunday night in Maple Grove temple, they make a special show. They make a big 27 feet screen. In the night time, 10 to 12, they are going to do some puja and also going to show the live thing. So if anyone interested to see the inauguration of Rama deity, it is a good place to see in front of Lord Rama, and particularly in the temple environment. So please make use of that. And there is a RSVP link given in the website Hindu Mandir Temple. So if you go and look into this, you can reserve yourself. I just put my spot, so I'm going there. This is the once in a lifetime opportunity. We want to see the inaugurations in front of our Hare Krishna.
Yeah. Okay, so got a chance to read these slokas, the homework.
Let's go. The kids.
Yeah.
Kids upstairs. Yes.
I did, but mom
Prabhuji, maybe we want to revise the first shloka again for the newcomers.
Prabhuji, if also give a brief introduction about Bhagavatam, also why Bhagavatam is so important.
Definitely.
Just a small.
All right. Devotees, welcome back. Good to see you all. Hare Krishna. So, inspired by the Mataji and Gayatri and Saint Prabhu with their service to their Radha Govind. So we thought that Prabhu this family is kind of serving Radha Govind so nicely. So that why can't we take this opportunity to take the darshan by coming here and also learn about what exactly Krishna means and what is our scriptures talking about Krishna. What can Krishna really do for us? Right? That's why we all are having this satsang every first Saturday and the third Saturday of the month. Okay. At 5 o'clock sharp. And in this, we usually have and of course we are part of the Krishna Sankirtan Society group where we have been doing this kind of program satsangs for a really, really long time. And what we discuss in this group, and of course we follow the ISKCON standards philosophy, and we all are kind of trying to serve Srila Prabhupada along with Mahaprabhu in this kind of actually doing this service. Right? There are two main scriptures. Okay, so for all the living entities, okay, I'm not saying for Hindus or Christians or Muslims, I'm saying all living entities. These two scriptures are really, really, really important. Reason being, if you take Bhagavad Gita has how many slokas? Anyone? 700 slokas. And as Prabhuji nicely mentioned, Ramayana has 24,000. And if you take all the Puranas, it goes in like hundreds and thousands. Now, we as a human, and especially in this age of Kali, where our lifespan is how many years?
60, 70.
So-called 100 years, but they're lucky if someone can stay that long, right? But now we have like thousands and thousands and thousands of slokas. Is it possible for a human to read all of them in his lifetime? It's not possible, right? That means even if we dedicate our 100 years 24/7, there's no way we can read, understand, and implement. Right? So that's where this Krishna came. As we all know, Krishna is from Sandapur Yuga. Right? So that we all know about different yugas. Satya Yuga, Treta Yuga, where kind of Lord Ram was part of the Treta Yuga, and Krishna is part of the kind of Dwapar Yuga. Now Krishna gave Bhagavad Gita. Right? Now I'm sure most of us here are from the IT background, software background. Right? Now you have written a very complex program, very, very complex program. Now there is an issue in the production. So can you have your colleague to go and troubleshoot it? Is it easy? Can you even understand that complex program? It will take, it's production. The issue is right now in production. Systems are down. Customers are waiting in the line. You have to fix it. Now, who is the best person to fix it? The person who wrote it. Now, let's take the same analogy back to our scriptures. Who is the source of all the Vedas? Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that I am the source of all the Vedas. So who is the creator? Who is the maintainer? Who is the destroyer? Who is the everything, right? Everything is coming from Krishna. That's what Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita. That I am the creator. I am the Vedas. I am the Omkara. I am the taste in the water. Right? So Krishna says in chapter 10 of Bhagavad Gita that he is everything. Now, he understood the problem of Kali Yuga. Okay, after Krishna departs from the earth, he knows the Kali Yuga is going to come. The Kali Yuga people have very short lifespan. In the Satya Yuga, people used to live for humans, so-called humans used to live for 100,000 years. And in the Treta Yuga, that same human lifespan came down to 10,000 years. And in the Dwapar Yuga, the lifespan was 1,000 years. In Kali Yuga, it's 100 years. Now, probably all the scriptures, everything, probably in the Satya Yuga, they have a lot of time to go and sit and read and understand and do all those things. So Krishna didn't give Bhagavad Gita at that time. Krishna didn't give Bhagavad Gita in Treta Yuga. Krishna didn't give Bhagavad Gita in the Dwapar Yuga. It doesn't mean that Bhagavad Gita was not there. It was not the right time. But Kali Yuga, they know that Kali Yuga is coming. And they know that in the Kali Yuga, people are not they are like misguided and lazy. And the lifespan is less. So that's why Krishna so mercifully, he used this opportunity to give the Bhagavad Gita to all of us. He is the creator of that program. If he has to explain it to someone, only he can do it. That's why all Puranas are written by Vedavyas. Of course, Vedavyas is also one of the incarnations of Krishna himself. But he understood that only as a creator, only I can simplify this. And for all the people like us, instead of reading all these thousands and thousands and thousands, hundreds and thousands of slokas, he compressed all that essence into his 700 slokas. The whole essence of all the Bhagavad Gita, all these, you name a scripture, you will find that essence in the Bhagavad Gita. Now, of course, when we were kids, 20, 30, 40 years back, in school we had the textbooks and we have guides, right? Or we have the concepts, theory, and we have the practicals. Now, the Bhagavad Gita is like a theory. Bhagavatam is like a practical. We will take a principle from Bhagavad Gita, and there are devotees who have implemented that principle in their real life. Prabhu, you are saying Bhagavad Gita is there. I read Bhagavad Gita every day, but I don't know how to implement it in my life because I have to go to my job, I have to take care of my family, I have to be a good neighbor, I have to be a good citizen, I have to be a good role model to everybody, but I don't know how to. And you are saying Bhagavad Gita will teach me all these things, but I don't know how to use the Bhagavad Gita in my real life. That's where Bhagavatam will come into picture. There are devotees who have lived a life based on the principles of the Bhagavad Gita. So that's where we will refer to Bhagavatam. So Bhagavatam is like a practical study. Right? It's like taking the principles and going into a lab and doing research and learning something. Right? So that's what the Bhagavatam teaches us. So now here, as part of the satsang, so Prabhu was inspired, okay, let's do Bhagavatam. We usually do Bhagavad Gita. So, but Prabhu was inspired to do Bhagavatam. He said, okay, let's do Bhagavatam this time. So it's a change for us too. Right? So now here, before reciting the Bhagavatam, okay, so before reciting Bhagavatam, we do this invocation prayers once again, purifying the place, purifying our hearts and minds, making sure that it's like a bell in school, right? It's like a national time. Okay, now I have to go back to my class. Now this is like a bell saying that forget everything. House is safe, bank account is safe, our job is safe, family is safe. Let's not worry about all of them. Let's focus on Bhagavad. Okay, for next 30 minutes. Right? Narayanam namaskritya naram chaiva narottamam devim saraswatim vyasam tato jayam udhirayet. So before reciting this Srimad Bagavatam, which is the very means of conquest, one should offer respectful obeisances unto the personality of Godhead Narayana, unto Naranarayana Rishi, the supermost human being, unto Mother Saraswati, the goddess of learning, and unto Srila Vyasadeva, the author. Shrumbhatam swakatah Krishna, punyashravana kirtanaha, udayantasto hi abhadrani, vidonoti suhurtsatam. Sri Krishna, the personality of Godhead, who is the Paramatma, super soul, in everyone's heart, and the benefactor of the truthful devotee, cleanses desire for material enjoyment from the heart of the devotee, who has developed the urge to hear his messages, which are in themselves virtuous when properly heard and chanted. Nasta prayeshu abhadreshu nityam bhagavata sevaya bhagavate uttama sloke bhaktir bhavati naistaki. By regular attendance classes on the Bhagavatam and by rendering of service to the pure devotee, all that is troublesome to the heart is almost completely destroyed. Loving service unto the personality of Godhead, who is praised with transcendental songs, is established as an irrevocable fact. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. If you see, all these verses that we just recited, right? They all are coming from Bhagavad. If you see at the end of translation here, this is coming from Srimad Bagavatam, Canto 1, Chapter 2, Sloka 17. Right? So wherever you see this kind of annotations, usually in SB is Srimad Bagavatam, BG is Bhagavatam. So just to connect it. Now, Bhagavatam, I know we went through this like a couple of weeks ago, but I'll quickly introduce what is Bhagavatam, because I know we have a few new devotees that came. So let me do that. Now, Bhagavatam have only 18,000 slokas. Okay, so if you plan to do like one sloka every one Saturday, then we have to take like I don't know how many births to finish it. Okay, but Bhagavatam is saying that make sure that this is your last birth. Make sure you use this birth in such a way that you're going back to Vaikuntha. People call Vaikuntha. People call the Goloka Vrindavan. People call it going back to Godhead. Right? So that should be our goal. So that means somehow we should figure out a way to complete this Bhagavatam in this life so that we don't need to come back on this earth again. Right? And also practice it. Right? So now whenever we go to temple, right? So there's a method of how we should take the darshan of the Lord. So we start with the feet, right? Now if you're seeing the Radha going here, as soon as you walk in next time, right, or this time, we should start taking darshan of the Lord from his feet. Then we should raise our vision to his thighs, then his navel, then chest, then arms, then his throat, and his face, forehead, and head. That's how we should take our darshan, usually from the bottom, right? Not from top to down, that's from bottom. That's where the Padma Purana has mentioned about the Bhagavatam, how we should really read it. Right? So these numbers that you are seeing, it's actually coming from the Padma Purana. So Pado, Vidiyo, Pratama, Dvitiyo, Tritiya, Turiyo, Katito, Yadu, Nabistata Panchama Eva Shasto, Gunjantaram Dor Yugalam Tatanyo, Katantasturajan Navamo Yadiyo, Mukaravindam Dashamak Prafullam, Ekadasho Yassa Lalatapatam, Shiropi to Dwadasa Eva. Now, as you can see, there are 12 cantos that usually comes in 18 books, and each canto has got multiple chapters, and overall we have like approximately 18,000 verses in the overall Bhagavad. Now at a high level, each canto, right, canto 1 and 2 talks about the lotus feet. It talks about the kind of why Lord Krishna, why he is Bhagavan. Right? If you see Bhagavad Gita, all the sloka starts with Bhagavan Vacha. Right? So not like Krishna Vacha, not like they're making sure, telling that he is the Bhagavan. Right? So this here he will talk about why Krishna is Bhagavan. Why not anyone else? Why only Krishna? Now the birth of Parikshit. Parikshit is important person in Bhagavatam. We will talk about him, but at a high level, he is the grandson of Arjuna. He is the son of Abhimanyu. Okay, and of course we actually talk about Pandavas and what happened. Bhagavatam doesn't talk about Mahabharata war, but it talks about what happened after the Mahabharata war, right? And then the why the bhakti is so important. That's all covered in cantos 1 and 2. Canto 3 and 4 talks about if someone is curious about how Brahma created this whole universe, what came first, chicken or egg, that will be answered in Canto 3 and 4. Now, and of course 5, 6, and 7, 8, they all talk about the different avataras. Means what Krishna has done in each of these avatara. Means what is I think it's not, because I don't have access to it.
Oh,
No.
remotely.
Yeah, it's something that is happening from the other phone. That's it. So in this cantos, we all talk about the different pastimes of Krishna in his kind of Varaha avatar, Matsya avatar, Narasimha avatar. So what he has done, and then And then Canto 10 is all about Krishna. From his birth, all his pastimes are about as a Krishna. It's not as Avatara, but as a Krishna. Right? And then Canto 12 ends with the what's going to happen in the Kali Yuga. So towards the end of Canto 12 talks about what's going to happen for us in the future. Okay, so that is the whole Bhagavatam, and in the chapter 2 and 3 we actually talk about what inspired Vyasadeva to compile this Bhagavatam. Okay, so I'm not going to get into those details. We will eventually go there, but this is a quick intro of the Bhagavatam. So any questions?
In general, Prabhuji, along with the slokas, so we are going to learn a lot of stories, right? All stories, all interesting
All stories, yes.
From
Yeah.
if you can prepare something for devotees in future weeks, the stories will be very interesting.
Definitely.
All good stories, great stories.
And also, like, if you can provide any of the book which we can start with, maybe like, that is very good.
Definitely. Yeah, there is a whole Bhagavatam series. It's a whole.
I
There,
know,
there
but
are
like,
there are three things overall:
Mm.
Bhagavatam, Gita, Bhagavatam.
Mm.
Okay? Gita is specifically only the Bhagavata Vacha.
Mm.
Okay, he recited it himself. If nobody else in the world could hear, listen, understand anything, so that is dedicated only what he want to say to the world.
Mm.
Okay, Bharatam talks about Dwapara Yuga, right? And in Dwapara Yuga, Treta is before and after it is the Dwapara Yuga.
Mm.
So before even this happens, in the before Yuga itself, we have four Vedics, right? Even Satya Yuga also might have it. So it means before even he took birth on there, so we have all these take place. Bhagavatam, so what I understand, Bhagavatam talks about the stories of his followers.
His followers, yes.
Right.
Devotees.
When I say, his
Devotees.
devotees who want to chant, who want to pray forever with him and them, right? So Bhagavatam came after Dwapara Yuga and after Dwapara Yuga, during Dwapara Yuga.
Bhagavatam came. So Bhagavatam was always there. If you see,
so
if you see the stories of the kind of Varaha Avatar, okay. So like when did that pastime happen? That happened in the Satya Yuga.
Correct.
Right? So it includes all the stories. Of course, there is a background to it. So this question came, let me just give you a little bit more details, right? So the Vedavyas, okay, who is the compiler of all the Puranas? So he compiled all the 17 Puranas, okay? But some reason he was not happy, okay? If you take all the Puranas, some Puranas talk about the importance of a holy place. It talks about details. What will a person get if they go visit the temple? It means that what are the benefits that person is going to get? And it all talks about the different vratas, different rituals, how to do the rituals and all these things. It's all covered in the Puranas. Now, after giving all that information, the humans who are intelligent, who always looks for shortcuts, started abusing that same Purana, started abusing the same scriptures, and started using that rituals, that process defined for their material advancement, not for the spiritual advancement. That Vedas, Puranas, all meant for the spiritual advancement for the human. That's why kind of Vedas have written all these things. But what we did, okay, let's go to temple today. Tomorrow there's Ayodhya installation. If I go and have this once a lifetime opportunity, I'll take a darshan, first darshan, my life will be set forever. People started abusing that. The whole reason of all these things is the spiritually progressing, but people started using it for their material progressing. Now, as an author of all this person, now the kind of Vedavyas felt so kind of humiliated, saying that I spoiled all these human people because I gave them the formula to do good thing for the humans, but they're using that formula for the bad, right? For the personal growth. Then his guru, who is the Narada Muni, he comes, seeing his devotee in a very kind of not in a very peaceful moment. So he comes in and he says that, okay, you have given all the Puranas, but did you speak about the God? Right? You only said that if you go pray to this God, that God, you will get this benefit. But you didn't told anywhere who is God. How does that God looks like? What the God has done? What should a person do to go back to God? Right? That's what the Bhagavatam is about. That's when he compiles the Bhagavatam. That's when he takes the he compiles the pastimes from every yuga and he captures it in the Bhagavatam. So it's not what happened in the Dwapara Yuga after the war, incidents only, but this is like mix of everything.
I can answer something. Can I add some points too?
Sure, please, yeah.
So anyone knows the difference between the epics and the Puranas? There are two epics in India. One is Ramayanam, Srimad Ramayanam, and other one is Mahabharata.
Mahabharata.
So epics means the scripture is written when it's actually happening. So when Valmiki write Ramayana, Rama is also there. So that's why he taught about the slokas to Rama's sons Lava and Kush, and they went and sing the song throughout the Ayodhya, and finally to the king, right? So it is called epic. Epic means it is written when the person is there, lively, and the event is happening. Mahabharata also happened the same thing. Valmiki write Mahabharata. Sorry, Vyasa write the Mahabharata. Almost like 1.5 slokas, 1.5 lakh slokas. So he was not happy, like Prabhuji said, it's not happy. Because he started thinking about Krishna, he started liking this, but he wrote everything. Start from Shantanu Maharaja, Ganga, Bhishma, Duryodhana, Dhritarashtra, all these. So he was not happy. So finally he decided by grace of Nadamni, right? He decided, okay, I want to write only about my Supreme Personality. So then he compiled the Purana called Bhagavata Purana. So Purana means it happened in multiple yugas because Chatur Yuga means only the 4 yugas. There are thousands and thousands of Chatur Yugas happen. In every Chatur Yuga, some avatar have happened, right? So being an additional inspirational avatar of Krishna, Vedavyas, he can see what happened in that Chatur Yuga, what happened in this Chatur Yuga, and all the things he tried to compare. And moreover, if you look into the dynasty he come from, so Brahma is the creator of the whole universe, right? Brahma. His son, one of son directly, is which is Vasishtha. Vasishtha is one of the direct son of Brahma. From Vasishtha, then his son Shakti. Then from Shakti's son Parashura. Then Parashura Muni's son is Vedavyas. And Vedavyas' son is Sukadeva Goswami. Right? So this dynasty, they know all the Puranas. They keep on educating their kids. So Parashuram, he compiled a Purana called Vishnu Purana. And lot of incidents, lot of stories from Vishnu Purana is a coincidence in Bhagavata Purana. Because he was taught from his father, right? Parashura is a great sage. And then from, he compiled, he read everything. But it became more and more popular to the world, spread to the world, because of the King Parikshit. Because King Parikshit, he is about to die in 7 days. Then he asked Sukadeva Goswami, what is the best thing to do before I leave the world? What is the purpose of I am living now? What should I do? The best thing so that I cannot come back again. Then using this Parikshit Mara as an instrument, then Sukadeva Goswami started talking about the Bhagavata Purana. Bhagavata Purana is compiled by Vedavyas, but it is spoken to public by Sukadeva Goswami. So Krishna, when he left the world, he said to his friend and say, how his friend, right? He is asking how I can see you again, how I can allow you to leave me alone. Then Krishna said, don't worry, I am going to reside in every single sloka of Srimad Bagavatham. Every sloka. If you read Bhagavatam, then you can see me. from top to bottom. All the cantos are here. So the only way you can see me is only through hearing, reading, and chanting in Kali Yuga. Like Prabhuji said, at the starting of Kali Yuga, we have 100 years. Towards the end of Kali Yuga, we will have only 30 years or 40 years at the maximum. So the Kali Yuga is going to end in another 4,23,000 years. But we are just above 5,500 years or something, right? So now itself our age has come down. Like 1,000 years before, if you see Ramanujacharya, he lived 120 years. See, he left the world after 120, right? But now we are only 70, 80. So it keeps on going down, even though we have scientific advancement, but there will be a lot of treatments, even though it comes, we'll end up our life in 40 years. So before 40 years, what we can learn in either Bhagavad Gita or Bhagavatam. So we need to learn both simultaneously. But Krishna himself said, I am going to reside in every slokas. Bhagavatam is that kind of, and Bhagavad Gita is, it all came from Krishna's word. That's why it's a very easy to understand, simple thing. But
Bhagavatam is considered the sound incarnation of the God.
That's the right way of telling it.
Sound
Sound
incarnation.
incarnation, sloka. So when we recite Bhagavatam, that means
No,
we are-
yeah, Hindu Dharma is also right. It's unlike anyone else. They were never written in the books and they read and learned it.
Right.
It's all about by the reciting only. That's how generation and generations, even now, the schools, whatever they establish, they teach it and all, it's only by reciting, not by book reading.
Right.
That's the tradition.
That's right. But that's where the kind of Vedavyas, who is also the kind of incarnation of Krishna himself, he saw that, as we're talking about Kali Yuga, right? So Kali Yuga that we have, so people are very less intelligent when compared to previous yugas. That's where now, if we read a sloka, there's no way I can remember it, right? So that's why they saw this coming. So that's why he has to write through the Ganeshji. Ganeshji has to, they have to invite Ganeshji, and the Ganeshji has to write it. So it's for our purpose. Yeah, up to Dwapara Yuga, you're right. Up to Dwapara Yuga, it's all came to the guru disciple kind of listening, and after that, it was all written.
One last thing,
Sure, please.
because only you can, not many, I have asked some of them. So we know that there are 14 lokas, Machilokam, Bhulokam, and all, right? And Krishna also mentioned in somewhere in Bhagavad Gita that I have, when there was a situation when he was in Repa land and playing with all, so when Brahma was not responding at all, he said, if you're not only the Brahma, see, there are so many Brahmas here, right? Is there any other book in our language to speak? He talks about what are all those lokas and those things?
Yeah.
How many are there?
Very interesting question.
Okay, can you?
That's Brahma Vimoha Lila past time, right?
Yeah, but okay, can you see this?
Yeah.
Okay. So now if you see, the top one is the spiritual planet. On the right side, top is all kind of spiritual planet.
Yes.
Below is the material planet. Okay. Now below one is one of the pixels in the overall universe. Now in one below one here, you have got 18 lower planets. Okay, starting from bottommost. So Patala, Rasatala, Mahatala, Talatala, Sutala, Vitala, Natala. These are all the lower planets. This is all happening in one of the universe. Okay. Now in the 17 is all about this Jagat. The Satyaloka, the Brahmaloka, Tapaloka, Janaloka, Maharloka, Swargaloka, Gorloka, and Bhuloka. These are all in between. Then up to 13 is what constitute inside a material universe. Now, similarly, there are like infinite number of material universes. That means in every universe there is a Brahma. In every universe there is a heaven. There is a depending on every one universe. Just because a human just like us in Earth doesn't mean that a human may look like us in some other universe. That's why people call aliens. Because the people coming from outside space into this Earth, and they don't look like us. right? Similarly, when we go to lower planets, we may not have the same body. Probably our body may be changed. If you go to heaven, that we cannot enjoy the heavenly benefits with this body. That's why in heaven we'll have a new body. Now, similarly, but the spiritual planet is same. Spiritual planets will stay consistent. That's like a command center. That will stay same. This spiritual planet, if you see, at the bottom of the spiritual planet, there is a Mount Kailasha. And then after that, now we spoke about Ayodhya. Ayodhya is number 4 there. There is Ayodhya. That's why these holy places that we talk about, they are not just on earth. Just because they are in the spiritual planet, we brought them to earth. They have the same significance of that holy places in the spiritual planet. Just because we are not there in the spiritual planet, we are trying to imitate dirt on the earth. That's why if you see, we have a Vaikunta, Ayodhya, Dwarka, Mathura, Golaka, Vrindavan. Just like how we have a Vrindavan for Krishna, Krishna loves Vrindavan because that is his home in the kind of spiritual planets. Now, coming back to your question, yes, from 13 to 18 that you see here, there are like infinite number of material universes. That's why the Brahma in this one of the material universe doesn't know that there is a Brahma, there is a different universe out there. That's why this kind of Brahma Vimochana Leela, when the Brahma gets confused, saying that who is this boy Krishna? Means I keep hearing about him. I want to see why he is so important. He is more intelligent than me. Okay, now I want to go and test him. That's why he goes kidnaps and all the story happens. Then after he kind of realizes that after 1 year he kidnaps all Krishna's friends. Nothing happens in Vrindavan. Life moves on because Krishna takes the shape and forms of all the cows and boys, all the Gopas that Brahma has kidnapped. And after 1 year, he figures out that why no one is caring about these people. Right? Because I thought someone is going to come and battle with me or talk to me or something, but no one came to me. Then okay, let me go back and see what's going on. Then he comes back and says that the kind of life is normal. Then he kind of realizes his mistake. Then he comes to Krishna. Then Krishna invites the Brahmas from all the other universes to show that you are not the only Brahma. So that's when he sees that on our material earth. So like how many faces Brahma has?
4 faces.
4 faces. But when Krishna invites all the Brahmas, he sees Brahmas with like 6 faces, 100 faces, 1,000 faces. Then he thinks that, man, I'm so small Brahma. There are like even bigger Brahmas in the other kind of universes with so many heads. That's why it's the Brahma Vimochana Leela. That's where the Brahma's arrogance will be. Will be
Maya.
Maya.
Basically.
It's all Maya.
Take away the Maya only was here.
Right.
So it means when we call one universe, so we are only in one of tiniest. There is no, the way Vyasa has consolidated and has written Bhagavad Gita with the Leelas of all his devotees or followers, we don't have anything consolidated that when we say Krishna is the only one among all these small planets and overall the universe, not anybody in the current world knows what is that magnitude or what is that
No.
complete list, and nobody in the world.
Only Krishna.
We only, that's what, nowhere he has recited, nor any of his followers has tried to write and pass it on to the next generation.
This is the extent this has been captured.
So basically we know only the 14 are there. Okay.
When you say 14, it's not 14. As you can see, there are a lot more.
The popular thing is 14, for the
Yeah.
7 Bhagavas of Swan. So it's a popular thing, small things. Because if you think about the Garbhodaya Sushma, it's a different thing. It's not coming the locus, but it's a totally different devotion. So Garbhodaya devotion, the one which in the picture here, you see here, this is called Garbhodaya devotion. There is a Vishnu staying here, from his navel Brahma appearing. So every universe there is a Garbhodaya devotion and there is a Vishnu.
Yes,
Every single universe, in the billions and millions of years. So how this universe was formed? It is formed from Karanodaya Vishnu. This is the Karanodaya Vishnu. From his pores, the pores from the body, right? There is a bubble comes out, and becomes a universe. So he is the main reason for every single universe out there. And every single bubble has the same structure, but with a different, maybe, like Prabhu said, powerful Brahmas, powerful Shivas, Vishnus. But this is one such example.
Okay, but anyway, so
Okay.
so but you know, this is all good information to learn. You know, but please don't get me wrong. But at the same time, knowing this historical information is good. It's helpful. It will make our you know, understanding strong. You know, but this understanding is not taking us back to Goloka. You know, it is the bhakti, which is the love and affection. Krishna is not going to come and interview us saying, okay, what do you know about me? You know, tell me about what are the leelas that I perform. You know, tell me how many wives I had. Tell me in each leela what did I do. He's not going to ask all this question. He's saying that, okay, Prabhu, how much do you love me? Okay, right? That's what Krishna is going to look for. So that is called bhakti.
Okay, nicely, that's what there is a string going from Goloka all the way to Goloka. The only connection is bhakti.
Yeah.
Through chanting. This thread is called Hare Krishna chanting. That's what Prabhuji is trying to explain.
So now, of course, we all chanted Hare Krishna Mahamantra before, right? I think we all did that Kirtan. Why Hare Krishna? And why not some other mantra? Right? So now, Hare Krishna, every mantra has a potency, has some power, right? And that power also, that every mantra comes with certain rules and regulations. Okay, like for example, the Gayatri mantra that we just recited. You know, I'm sorry to say again, we are not supposed to recite it unless it has been given to us by a guru, or a person should go through certain ritual process. Okay, so that mantra is for Brahmins who has got it as part of their
Some specific reasons for
reasons and stuff. Yeah. So that's why there are rules and regulations. If we don't follow the rules and regulations, the mantras can do bad for us too. Okay, so that's why don't buy the books and start reading mantras from the books.
But also as for Kaliga, any epic or anything you read, Parikshit or anybody, Kaliga only thing can save a human being is by reciting the names of the God.
That is called the Namasmarana.
Namasmarana.
Yeah.
Either you sleep, either you are on the bed, or anywhere irrespective of it, you call the name and you'll be saved.
That's correct.
That's
So,
the
now,
everything with the Kaliga.
good point. Very good point. So I think that's where the Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who walked on this earth like 500 years ago, he is also the incarnation of Krishna himself. There's a story, backdrop story that we'll kind of cover some other time. So he came and said, okay, what can I do for this man? That's where he has given this mantra, Hare Krishna Maha mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So he has given that mankind, and no strings attached to it, no rules, just like how you mentioned.
So it means before 500 years, this mantra was not there.
This mantra was there, but it was there in a Purana, it was hidden somewhere.
It was not
used. It was not publicly used because people are following the strict and disciplic succession. There used to be a guru, there used to be a process, there used to be a thing. But again, all these great people come for a reason. They know that things are going to get worse. That's why they've given a mantra, they've given a formula with no strings attached. Right? And now with this mantra, the Hare Krishna Maha mantra, as you said, in the Kali Yuga, okay, we can say the Namasmarana, but what names? That's why kind of scriptures also mention that, saying that, in the age of Kali, the only mantra that can save is the Hare Krishna mantra. Now, reason is, okay, so now, okay, can I not say Om Namah Shivaya? What is wrong with Om Namah Shivaya? There's nothing wrong, right? But if you have a fever, do you take a medicine to reduce the fever or to kind of reduce something else? You obviously take a pill to kind of reduce the fever if you have a fever. Right? Now, similarly, in the age of Kali, the kind of prescription that has been given, I'm looking for a slide. Okay, so in the age of Kali, the kind of prescription given is the chanting of the holy names. Okay, so just like if you see in Satya Yoga, the process was to kind of meditate on Lord Vishnu. Now in the Treta Yoga, it is to perform all the sacrifices like the Ashrameda Yaga and all the other yagas. And in the Dwapara Yoga, it is the temple worship, going to temple and doing prayers there in temple. But in Kali Yoga, it is just the chanting of the holy names of the Lord. And this is where there is no other name that can help person. Right? Now, if you take, of course, now we just called out that Om Namah Shivaya. There's nothing wrong with that mantra, but is that mantra prescribed for Kali Yuga? Is what we should ask ourselves. If it is, then yeah, let's go do it. But we should also understand that whenever we say Om and then call the God's name, who is that Om? Om is Krishna, right? That means we are calling Krishna and then we are going and calling the other God. So why do you want to do that? Instead, why can't we go directly to Krishna? Right? So I think that's where of course, these are like, in the kind of scripture says that we have been conditioned, we are all conditioned souls. That means we have been conditioned. Usually, our Sanatana Dharma is so versatile, it's so diverse. There are many learnings that we have accumulated over the years. So it's hard. But what is the scripture saying? What is the Bhagavatam saying? We never got a chance. I'm not sure about you, but until a few years back, that I never got a chance to have a setting like this to kind of open the scripture and start reading. Okay, what is the scripture saying? What did Krishna really say in that sloka? I was only hearing, okay, someone said this, someone said that. Okay, this worked for that person. That means that mantra will work for me also. Right? Someone did that. My kind of neighbor did this yagam. I will also do this yagam. But we don't know why the yagam is. We have no idea. That means we have been taking a wrong medicine all these years. And our disease is not cured. Why it is not cured? Because we never understood it. Now, when we are reading this slokam there, we all could have just recited the Sanskrit and just move on. But why we read this translation? Because we don't want to get misguided. We want to know what that slokam is saying. Right? So I think that's where the gurus have invested, especially kind of Prabhupada here in this case. He spent his time writing the translations for all the 18,000 verses. He wrote the translations. He wrote the purports. If you take, if you're, Mata, I think you asked a question, right? So if you see here, so make a note of this website. Probably I will just kind of share it in our WhatsApp to kind of Veda base. So in Veda base, so there are all books have been captured here in English. And if you take Bhagavad Gita, you can go to each chapter and you can click on, here you can see all the English translations, and therefore there is an advanced view where you can see everything, including the words and the kind of word to word, in Sanskrit, in the English translation of the sloka, the word to word translation of Sanskrit, the meaning, synonyms, translation, and purport, detailed purport of for us to understand what does it really mean.
Okay, nowhere we can find the word to word translation.
Yeah, nowhere we will find it. But here Prabhupada spent it all the time because there won't be any, the Sanskrit is such a language. Of course, I'm not a Sanskrit expert, but I'm just saying whatever I heard. Sanskrit is such a language. Like, for example, if you say uncle in English, what does it really mean? And is it your father's brother? Is it your mother's brother? Is it your neighbor? Or is it someone else, a stranger? It can mean anything, right? So that's why Sanskrit is also a very complex subject. Depending on the situation, the meaning of that word can be slightly different. That's why people have, I'm not qualified to say this, but I don't have another way. So I've been misguided with Sanskrit. That's why people came with different meanings, different translations, total different translations. And even if you take some of kind of Bhagavad Gita translations, they say Bhagavad Gita is for the Hindus. Where Krishna said that it's for Hindus? Show me. In 5,000 years back, there was no word called Hindu at all. So then why are you translating is that Bhagavad Gita is for Hindus? Who said that? Right? That's why Prabhupada, in order to remove all the speculations, he has spent his day and night time. He used to sleep for 2 hours a day at the age of 65, 70, writing translations, traveling around the world, talking about the kind of importance of Sanatana Dharma, spreading the Krishna consciousness, right? And he has spent so much of time writing all these translations, the synonyms. So there is no questions after this. If anybody wants to challenge, they can go challenge. Yeah. Good conversation. I think this is the foundation for this is a real foundation. This conversation is a real foundation for bhakti.
I think everyone has to ask questions, right? Everyone, not just
Yeah. Yes.
What we said bhakti now, and what we said the conversation little ago, why can't we call Om Namah Shivaya instead of where we have the direct God name, right? Those are two contradictory. Why? Because you go to any of these ethics, right? The God in any form, what they said is, that recollects me a story where a boy prepares for an exam. First he starts with Ganesha, and then Shiva, and then he'll go to goddess. Okay, someone will refer obviously. So we will keep changing the idols, and he'll keep the idols on the side.
Yeah.
Okay, finally when he was in the third stage of Mata Saraswati, and then pray for Saraswati. And one day, I am not sure it's real or any from Devic, I don't know, but I heard it. So when he was praying the goddess, saying that goddess, please, I want to pass the exam, whatever it is, I want to cross the hurdle, right? And then individual realizes that the arati I am giving is not for the goddess, since the other two idols are here, and they are also getting that arati. Let me close their nose, mouth, and everything. That is when the God realizes that you gave us the arati before, not by trusting. Somebody told you do the arati and finish it. But you have never believed in me, you never trusted in me. So when somebody says that, real bhakti is nothing but believe.
Right.
This what you call Vigraha Radhana is came only because as a normal individual, when you go to Satyuga and you come back to the other yugas, right? Where the individual want to focus and believe on something is what I remember. Because bhakti is nothing but you believe it. You whether it is a tulasi, it's a banana leaf or anything, that will become a true. Right?
Right.
So why the conclusion what I'm saying is that it's not the Krishna name, Om Namah Shivaya. You believe on something, yes, this is the God. God will be there, irrespective of the form.
I heard a similar conversation. So can we say, can we make an imaginary figure and just calling out his name? There is no connection to it. There is no taste to it, right? You can take an object and call it 10 times, kind of, that we will start getting bored. But the potency of why a specific name of the God only
any name. You believe on any name,
is important.
any idol, any shape, any form, you trust it. Yes, he's going to save me, she's going to save me, whatever may comes. That's
Definitely,
the God.
yes.
That's the
yes.
God.
See, now that's a really good point, right? That's a really good point. We can take that method. Okay. So
individual choice.
So
but
we have to experience it.
Yeah.
Right. So we have to experience that.
Yeah,
right?
trusting in someone is that I am experiencing personally, mentally, physically that. Yes, daily I am talking to him.
Right.
Whatever the form, whatever the size, shape, whatever it is. That's what.
That's where the Bhagavatam contradicts with that concept.
Oh.
I think
Okay.
even Bhagavad
Because
Gita also, right, can I add?
Bhagavad Gita also has a
Bhagavad
point.
Gita says, right, Krishna in the Vishwarupa Darshanam, he said, no other person in the whole universe said, I am
the.
Huh?
Okay.
No other God in the universe, they said, I am the God and I am everything. So if you think about Vishnu, Brahma and stuff, everything is me. Everything comes from me, all Devadas, everything. It comes from me. That's the huge learning from a Bhagavad Gita. Right?
So that you said Lord Krishna had said that in Bhagavad Gita 10th verse or something, right? You said
10th chapter. 10th and 11th chapter actually. So the 11th chapter is where Krishna shows that Vishwarupa. In the 11th chapter it talks about it, but 10th chapter is when he says that to Arjuna, saying that I'm here, I'm there, and everything. Then Krishna gets confused. Sorry, yeah.
Is there any relation between Dasma Skandam of Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita?
No.
No relation, right?
There's no relation.
Actually, Dasma Skandam in Bhagavatam talks only about Krishna.
Krishna
and Leelas. Whereas in Bhagavad Gita, in 10th chapter, he shows the Vishwarupa. Yeah, if you go to the 11th chapter, in 10th chapter it says, I am this person, I am that person, I am this person. In 10th chapter, 11th chapter he shows it. Arjuna, once he sees it, he explains. That's in the 11th chapter. So it's a 10th and 11th. But both talks about.
You see here 10th chapter, right? So it's about after 10th verse. Okay, now here Arjuna starts asking questions, saying that, oh Krishna, I totally accept as true that you have told me. Okay, I know you are telling me that you are everything, but I want to understand. So give me details. Prove it. Right? That's when
he's asking for.
Yeah, so basically that's where he's, please tell me in detail your divine opulences. That's when he says that, okay, please describe in detail the mystic power of your opulences. And then I'll tell you and Krishna says, I'll tell you my splendorous manifestations, O Arjuna, although my opulences is limitless. Right? Because I can give you a taste, but not a complete thing. Now he will start saying that of the Adityas I am Vishnu, of lights I am the sun, of the Marutas I am Marishi, among the stars I am the moon. Right? Now, similarly, he goes on saying that, of the Rudras I am Shiva, of the Akshas I am Rakshasas, of the Lord wealth I am Kuvera. Right? So then now he goes and says that of the trees I am the banyan tree, because in all the trees the banyan tree is so powerful, or it's so huge, right? So I think that's where he actually compares himself as a banyan tree. Now, if you see of the weapons, I'm the thunderbolt. Among the cows, I'm Surabhi. That's where he keeps on going and telling, so that Arjuna can relate. Oh, okay. Next, if I see a bird or a fish, I know that there's a Krishna. That's why he is trying to personalize that. When I say Krishna is everywhere, again you'll have questions. Bhagavad Gita chapter answers all those questions. And in chapter 11, that's where he goes, okay, you're saying everything, but I'm not able to imagine that. That's where in chapter 11, if you go to chapter 11, there he will actually start showing his visual version. Okay. So yeah, so this is a good reference point. So a good website. You can just read only translations, or if you have time, start reading purports and slokas and everything. So I can share this in the WhatsApp.
All in English, right?
That's all in English. So especially kids can learn. It's a yes. It's those two slokas I shared. Okay, so I know we are late at times. So I think let's do a quick aarti and then so a good conversation. So I think let's keep them coming because we are here to learn from each other. So and once again, I'm not qualified to discuss on this topic. So in case if I have spoken anything out of my excitement or ignorance, please excuse me. I'm also learning in this process.
No, that's what, right? That's what we discussed. There is no good, bad, high, low. Everybody recited whatever they thought what they said. That's it. It's not that everybody tried, spoke together to understand better.
Agree. Jai Radha Hari Bol. Jai Jai Radha Ramana 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 Hari Bol. Hari Bol, 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 Hari Bol. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Everybody repeat. Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare.
Hare Rama, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Jaya Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Shri Radhe. Radha Govinda, Radha Govinda, Shri Radhe. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman. Jaya Sita Ram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman.
Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Jagannatha, Jaya Baladeva, Jaya Subhadrama. Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jai Shri Radha Govind ki, Jai Sita Ram Lakshmana Bhakta Hanuman ki, Jai Shri Jagannath Baldev Subhadra Maya ki, Jai Shri Prabhupada ki, Jai Shri Guru ki Jai. Now we
Hello,
recite
kids, you don't have to memorize this bhajan, okay?
It's very easy.
It's very easy.
Very easy.
It's easy.
Okay.
Namaste, Namaste, Maya.
Jai. Let's sing the quick prasadam prayer, then we'll be on. Mahaprasade Govinde Nama Brahmani Vaishnave Swapapunyavatam Rajan Vishwaso Naiva Jayate Sharira Vidyachal Chalendra Jirvele Vishe Sangore Tare Madhya Jivati Lobo Moye Sadharmati Take Cheta Kara Samsare Krishna Bhara Doya Mai Kori Pare Jiva Jai Swaprasada Nadalovai Nam Dutapal Shri Krishna Gurega Premena Koshi Chaitanya Nitai Jai Nimai Jai Nitai Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Ram 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 Hare Hare Jai Ram Govinda Mahaprasad. Can someone read the translation? Kids, you want to read?
Go.
Take the mic.
Take the mic.
Read slowly, loud.
Oh, brothers, this material body is a network of ignorance, and the senses are one's deadly enemies, for they throw the soul into the ocean of material sense enjoyment. Among the senses, the tongue is the most ferocious and verily wicked. It is very difficult to conquer the tongue in this world.
Next one. Okay, next one. Other you want to read next one?
Go.
Next
Go.
Yeah, all brothers.
Oh, brothers, Lord Krishna is very merciful. Just to control the tongue, he has given us the remnants of his own food. Now, please eat this nectarian grains while singing the glories of their lordships, Sri Radha and Krishna, and in love, call out Chaitanya Nitya. Nitai.
Next week.
Next class.
Next class after 2 Saturdays.
Yeah, let's go for Prasada. Yeah, I'm the same backside.
Your carpet has lying on.
నీ దగ్గర భగవద్గీత వస్తుందండి
Where is RadhaKrishna?
నేను ఇస్తాను
తెలుగు కావాలి.
తెలుగా ఇంగ్లీష్
నాకు ఇక్కడ ప్రాబ్లం అక్కడ ఇంగ్లీష్ లో రాస్తుంటాయి ఆ ఇంగ్లీష్ ని తెలుగులో చదవమంటే
వాట్సాప్ అదే రాస్తున్నాను తెలుగు మాట్లాడుతున్నాను రాస్తున్నాను
అదే ఇలా రాసేస్తారు. So there is a lot of potency to each mantra. So we should know which one we. So like if you want to talk about stocks. So yeah, there are so many stocks out there. They have a different stock looking at you in better results. More